Sir, done, sir.
Thank you. So, very good afternoon, everyone. So, we have in our class now Abhay Singh Shekhawat, Jaipal, Jayant Dwivedi, Lucky Chaudhary, Mihir Agarwal, Pranav Sharma, Rishabh Goyal, Ritvik Sethi, Sagar Shirvi, Shubhang, Tanish, and Yashasvi. So, uh, so we were discussing about the Sale of Goods Act on the previous day. So we'll be continuing with the same Sale of Goods Act itself. Today also, I think one more class will be required in order to finish off with the Sale of Goods Act itself. Okay. So I'm just going to share with you the presentation as being done before also. Okay. Just hold on. Yeah. Meanwhile, if you have had any problem on the previous days, you can ask. Okay, about I think 20 more slides are remaining. It means 5 more questions. It will take 2 more classes to just go on for. Yeah. Are you able to see it? No. No?
No, sir. No, sir.
Hold on. Is it opening or not? Not coming up. Okay, I'm rejoining again. I think log in and log out, then only it will come. Hold on. Anyway, I'm sharing the screen so you will be able to see. Last thing we did was this Asha and Bipasha, I suppose, right? So there's a multiple, you can say question in one question itself. Yes, Sanjay delivered some goods to Tarun on sale or return basis for 7 days, right? So state the legal position in which of the following different situations will be there. Okay, so if first is if such goods are destroyed by fire on second day itself with no default of Tarun, yeah, what will happen? Yes, anyone?
Sir, Sanjay will be bearing the loss.
Okay, why so?
So because Sanjay has the ownership of the goods on the second day.
Okay. So it happened because the property in the goods has not been transferred, and he still is the owner, so he will be responsible. Fine. So next, Tarun informs the acceptance of the goods over phone to Sanjay, and immediately thereafter goods are destroyed. Who will tell this except Dipti? Yes, come on.
Sir, Tarun will bear the loss
Why?
because he has taken the ownership of the goods from Sanjay.
And the risk passes on through the ownership itself. That's why he will
Yes.
be responsible. Okay, fine. So next is these goods are further delivered by Tarun to Umesh on fourth day, and then by Umesh to Vivek on the same terms. The goods are stolen while in the custody of Vivek. What will happen? Yes. So 7 days period was given by Sanjay to Tarun. Now Tarun has actually transferred it to Umesh. Okay, on fourth day, and then by Umesh to Vivek, maybe on the fourth day or fifth day itself. Okay, and while the goods were with Vivek, the goods were stolen. Now what will happen? Who will be responsible?
So Tarun will be responsible and he will have to pay to Sanjay.
Why so? Karun will be responsible.
Yes, sir. Because the ownership was not transferred to Umesh or Vivek.
Has it been transferred to Tarun?
Yes, sir. The ownership was already transferred to Tarun by Sanjay. But from Tarun to Umesh, it was not transferred. So
Seven
Tarun
days.
will be liable
See the
to.
first statement. See the first statement. Sanjay delivered goods to Tarun on sale or return basis for 7 days. So for 7 days it is with him. Okay. State the legal position. When the the Tarun has further delivered, these goods were further delivered by Tarun to Umesh. Now Tarun was having the goods for 7 days. He just delivered it to Umesh. On fourth day he has delivered. 7 days is still going on, and then Umesh has further delivered it to Vivek. Okay, so who will be held responsible?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. I got it. Sir,
So
Umesh will
Vivek,
be.
Yes. Come on, who is coming in between? Actually, I am not able to see you guys because this is something. Yeah, come on.
sir, I think Vivek would be responsible.
Who will be responsible? Yeah, Sangya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who will be responsible, Sangya?
Vivek.
Okay.
Sir, Umesh will be liable to Tarun and Tarun will be liable to Sanjay, maybe.
Okay.
Sir, Umesh will be liable, sir, for the loss.
Umesh will be liable for the loss.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything else? Any other point of view in this by any of
Sir,
you?
so first of all, so screen is not visible again.
Yeah, that I'm doing something on it because I want it to just upload it over here. So you have the details of the case, na? Okay, let me show you. Yeah, here it is. Yes, come on. Anyone?
Sir, Umesh will be liable.
Mihir Agarwal, are you
Tarun.
there? Mihir Agarwal. Mihir Agarwal, you will be removed from the class, Mihir, if you will not respond. Fine. Yeah, Shubhang. Shubhang. Lucky Chaudhary. Lucky Chaudhary.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
See this.
Yes, sir.
Answer it. Yeah. Lucky.
सर पढ़ लो एक बार.
अभी तक पढ़ा ही नहीं तुमने. मैं कौन सा पूछ रहा हूँ पता भी है तुमको इनमें से? हाँ?
हाँ सर बोलिए कौन सा.
थर्ड वाला. उज्जवल गुप्ता, आर यू देयर? Ujjwal Gupta, you are removed. Yes, Lucky.
यस सर.
बताओ क्या होगा?
थर्ड वाला.
हाँ? Yeah, Dipti, you carry on. Yes, Dipti. Dipti. Sangya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, beta. Carry
Sir,
on.
can you remove me from the control because I think your control is also mixing up here.
Oh, should I give you the control? But how will you be able to forward the slides then?
No, sir, you remove me from the control. So you have the control.
I'm controlling. I'm doing it. So that's why. So I hope the things are visible to on your screen.
Yes, sir, yes, it's visible.
Fine. So please, what you were saying about the third one?
Sir, Umesh will be liable to Tarun and
Okay.
Tarun will be liable to Sanjay. If Sanjay is still there in the 70s.
Right. We will just discuss it. Okay. Fourth is Tarun neither returns the goods or give notice of rejection even after the expiry of the 9th day, and goods are destroyed on the fire by 10th day. Who will be responsible? It's very simple. Obviously, Tarun will be
Tarun.
responsible. Yeah. And further, in fifth case, Tarun retained the goods but gives the notice of rejection on 7th day. The goods are destroyed on 8th day. Who will be responsible?
Sir, Sanjay.
He has given the goods, he has given the notice of rejection. Yeah, and 8th day. Yes, you are very correct. Fine. So see these answers over here. Is that okay? So if you have some doubts.
Yes, sir.
So I hope the fundamentals are going more clear now. Let us just go with some other questions. See this. This is very carefully you have to do this. Okay. So this question is to be taken up with utmost care. Okay. Yeah. Who will take it up? Yashasvi, would you like to? Yashasvi?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you like to take this up? This one? Yashasvi, read loudly. Yashasvi, are you able to see this?
Sir, actually, I'm having some technical issues. Like my mic is not unmuting like properly, so that's why.
Okay, no problem. Ritvik Sethi. Pranav, you just read it, yeah.
Yes, sir. Aman contracted to erect machinery on Sapan's premises on the condition that the price shall be paid on completion of contract of work. During the progress of work, the premise and machinery were destroyed by an accidental fire. Referring to the provision of the Sale of Good Act 1930, decide whether the parties are bound to perform their promise and can Aman recover the price of the work actually done.
Okay. Yes. Pranav, what will happen?
Uh,
You have understood the question or not?
no, sir.
See, let me explain. It's Aman's machinery to be installed on Sapan's premises. Okay. The condition is that the price shall be paid on completion of the work of machinery also and of erection also. So Aman is doing two things. Erection work he is doing for the machinery which he has sold to Sapan. So two types of things are there. One is machinery work and other is erection work. Got it? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Further, during the progress of the work, premises and machinery were destroyed. So both the things were, even premises was also destroyed. It was Sapan's premises which got destroyed during the erection work or whatever the work was going on, and it happened by accidental fire. Okay. Referring to the provisions of the Sale of Goods Act 1930, decide whether the parties are bound to perform their promises. Means, what promise was of Aman? That he has to erect the machine and on the Sapan's premises, and Sapan has to pay the price of the machine as well as that of the erection. So these are the promises from both the sides. So you decide whether they are bound to perform their promises or not, or can Aman recover the price of the work which is actually done, because he has also, because in middle of the work the fire broke out. So Aman has done some work on it. So do you think that this will be this should be done, means the Aman will receive the price of the work which he has already done? So two questions.
Yes, sir. Aman would recover the price which he has already done because the work was already done and the ownership of the machinery was with Sapan, so he has to bear the loss.
See, what is
So,
your opinion? Yeah.
sir, I think both will not be recovering it, because it was not at the seller. It was not the seller's mistake, and it was before the buyer bought. The buyer could perish it before that it caught fire. So the agreement will become void.
Okay. First of all, you tell me whether this particular question is of Sale of Goods Act or Contract Act. See it from this point of view. I've given you one more hint.
So Sales of Goods Act.
Sale of Goods Act, for machinery it is Sale of Goods Act, but for erection work it is not Sale of Goods. The work of erection which is performing on the premises of Sapan is not of Sale of Goods. It is of a nature of contract, a normal contract, which is covered under the Indian Contract Act. Am I correct or not? If you see it from that point of view,
Yes, sir.
you will be able to,
Sir,
yeah.
I think Aman would be responsible for the loss because I mean, the deal was that he shall be paid when the work is completed. So it is his responsibility till the work is being completed.
Okay. So will he be getting the money of whatever work he has done? Because whatever work he has done, actually it belongs to Sapan. So he should
No, sir, he will not be getting.
should he be paid for the part of the work done by him?
But sir, that is burnt now.
Sorry.
So that is no more. I mean, the value of that work is 0.
So no one will pay for anything.
Okay. Fine. Let us see it now. Sangya, you read it loudly.
Section
Sangya.
8 of the Sales of Goods Act 1930 states that where there is an agreement to sell specific goods and subsequently the goods without the fault of seller or buyer perish before the risk passes to the buyer, the agreement becomes void. In the case given, the premises and the machinery get destroyed because of accidental fire before the risk passes to the buyer, and therefore both parties were excused from further performance. Aman, having contracted for an entire work for a specific price to be paid on completion of work, could not recover any price for the work actually done.
Okay. Now see the note. It is strictly according to the sale of goods. Otherwise, there is one more mixing over here, isn't it?
So that the contract is now void.
Yeah, of course, the contract is void. What Dipti said that because there is no existence of the subject matter, because it has all been ruined. That's why the contract will go void. Okay, and he will not be able to recover the price also of the work which he has already done, because there was no provision for part payment of the price for the part work. Fine. So whatever he has done is all ruined also. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Pranav. Read this. Pranav, read this.
Amit sells to Sachin a specific horse which is to be delivered to Sachin next week. Sachin is to pay the price on delivery. Sachin was ready to pay the price for the horse, but Amit was not in a position to deliver the horse to Sachin. Amit asked Sachin to take delivery of the horse after another week and pay the price then. During the second week, the horse dies before it is delivered and paid for. Who shall bear the loss? Explain.
Yes, Pranav. Who will bear the loss? Pranav.
Uh,
Sir, Amit will be bearing the loss.
Why so?
So because it's written that Sachin was ready to take it, but the ownership of the horse was still in the hand of Amit because it was not delivered to Sachin.
Yes. And the risk passes with the ownership itself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. It was not that much difficult. Yeah. Did we read this?
Between Amit and Sachin, agreement to sell is entered into. Amit is liable for the loss due to the death of the horse, that is goods. Risk of loss passes to the buyer when the ownership is transferred to the buyer. In the given case, ownership of the horse is not transferred from Amit to Sachin. Hence, loss is with Mr. Amit.
Fine. Okay. So where are others have gone yesterday? Good discussion was going on. Today Mansi is also not there. I'm missing her because she even at least participates. That is more important. Jayan Divedi, are you there? Parija has never participated at all. Parija Gupta. Ritik Yadav. Yes. Anyways, chalo, continue. Yes. Who will go with this now? Sangya?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Carry on.
Ram sells 200 bales of cloth to Shyam and sends 100 bales to Lorry and 100 bales by railways. Shyam receives delivery of 100 bales sent by lorry, but before he receives the delivery of the bales sent by railway, he becomes bankrupt. Ram, being still unpaid, stops the good in transit. The official receiver on Shyam's insolvency claims the good. Decide the case with reference to the provision of the Sale of Goods Act.
Yes. Yes, Dipti.
Sir, 2 minutes, sir.
Sir, Ram will still be liable to pay for the 100 bales sent by lorry.
Why so?
Sir, because he still has the ownership and he has received the 100 bales sent by lorry.
Ram has become bankrupt.
So he can recover the amount from his estate.
Sorry. Shyam has become bankrupt. Sorry. Shyam has become bankrupt, na?
So, sir, Ram can recover the amount from his estate.
Yeah.
Private estate.
Yeah, because the official receiver Shyam has claimed the goods.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dipti, what do you say?
Sir, same thing, I agree.
Okay, Sangya?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is your opinion?
So the official receiver here means?
Official receiver, actually when somebody gets bankrupt now, then the government appoints the official receiver who receives all the payment on behalf of the bankrupt person and pays also on the behalf of the bankrupt, because he is declared insolvent, so he is not eligible to enter into a contract. So another person on the behalf of the government is appointed at his place.
So, sir,
All his
he's
assets.
appointed. I mean,
Yeah,
sir, how is he appointed?
actually what happens when somebody gets bankrupt, he has to go to the government. Means he has to apply for his bankruptcy. Okay, I am not able to pay any debt, so I apply for the bankruptcy. Okay, so what the government will do on his application, his all assets will be transferred in the name of the official receiver, and also his liabilities. So his liabilities will be paid by selling his assets. So as soon as his assets will be sold and liabilities is paid, and then whatever is remaining is to be borne by those people, those who have given him debts in the proportion of their own debts, whatever they have given. Okay, so it happens like that. So government appoints a person who is called official receiver.
So, sir, Shyam will pay the 100 and the rest 100 is still with Ram. So, Ram will only get the 100 which is with Shyam.
Have you understood this insolvency part or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sangya, got it? Sangya?
Yes, sir, got it.
Insolvency. You only asked, no? Sangya asked or Dipti asked?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I asked Sangya.
Okay, fine. Okay, so Dipti, what is your say?
Sir, Shyam will pay the 100 which he received. through
Okay.
his estate or assets or whatever he has in his company.
Okay. Let us see. Yeah, Dipti, read this out.
The problem is based on Section 15 of the Sales of Goods Act 1930, dealing with the rights to stoppage of goods in transit available to an unpaid seller. The section states that the right is exercisable by the seller only if the following conditions are fulfilled. The seller must be unpaid. He must have parted with the possession of goods. The goods must be in transit. The buyer must have become insolvent. The right in the subject to the provision of the act. Applying the provision of the given case, Ram, being still unpaid, can stop the 100 bales of the clothes sent by railway as these goods are still in transit.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
These are clearly given under section 50. Okay, so he is having all the rights to stop the goods in transit before it receives the official assignee or official receiver who is being appointed by the government on behalf of collection assets and paying the liabilities, because he is the unpaid seller. And these all conditions are being fulfilled over here. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Let us go with that. Yes. Who will take this up? Pranav?
Yes, sir. An agent of buyer had obtained goods from the railway organization and loaded the goods on his truck. In the meantime, the railway organization received a notice from B, a seller, for stopping the goods in transit as the buyer had become insolvent. Referring to the provision of the Sale of Good Act, decide whether the railway organization can stop the goods in transit as instructed by the seller.
Yes. A little bit a step ahead of what we have just now discussed. What will happen?
Sir, yes, B has the right to stop the goods in transit as he know that A would not be able to pay for the goods.
Okay. Dipti?
Sir, B has the rights because we read in the first question, it was section 50. They had some following those points. It told that if the buyer is insolvent, then B can stop the we can stop the railway or the transfer of goods.
Okay. Sandhya?
Yes, sir, I agree with what Dipti said right now.
Okay, let us see. Yes, the right of stoppage of goods in transit can be exercised only so long as the goods are in the course of transit. In the given case, transit was at an end as soon as the agent of the buyer obtained the goods from the railway organization. Therefore, the railways organization cannot instruct the seller who has lost the right of stoppage of the goods in transit as provided under section 30 of the sale of goods. Now, here what the thing is, that's why I told you this is a step ahead of what we have discussed in our previous case. Now, why I told this is,
Sir,
yeah,
but sir, in the previous question, it was similar to this. No, the other bail was like on the way to give. So here also it is going to be he can stop the transfer, right?
no, beta, here railway organization is no one. Railway organization is not an agent of him to just stop, to just go and stop the loading of the truck or stop the truck in the transit itself. So once it has been received by the buyer or his agent, now here the agent of buyer has received the goods from railway and is now loading the goods to some other truck. Okay, may they be sending it to someone else or may they be sending it to their own godown, hardly matters. But first of all, railway organization is no one to stop the goods in transit, because now the railway organization themselves has also lost the possession of the goods because they have already given it to someone else. Okay, so here That someone else is no one but the agent of the buyer itself. So they have received the goods on the behalf of the buyer. It means buyer has received it. So the transit is over. Transit has gone now. Now they are just loading it in their truck to send it somewhere else, maybe in their godowns or maybe anywhere. So it hardly matters. But now railway is having no authority to just stop the goods in transit on behalf of the seller. Right? Had these goods been in the possession of the railway organization, they would never have given it to the agent of the buyers if they would have received this information before. But they received the information late, so transit was over by the time, because the goods was delivered to the other persons. That is the agent of the sellers, the agent of the buyer themselves. Is it okay, Dipti?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hope you are able to understand this properly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Pranav?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because only 3 of you are in class for me. Rest all are sleeping. So what can I do? That's what the thing is. And that's the irony of your class. I don't know why you do not participate, or you are not participating in today itself. Anyways, so let me just end the class now. Okay. Yeah. So presently in the class are 21 attendees. Akash Jain, Abhay Singh Shekhawat, Dipendra Gujar, Dheeraj Lamba, Gaurav Sharma, Jaipal Singh Tanwar, Jayant Dwivedi, Kanishk, Lakshay Sharma, Lucky Chaudhary, Parija Gupta, Pranav Sharma, Priyam Soni, Rishabh Goyal, Ritik Yadav, Ritvik Sethi, Sangya Gupta, Shubhang, Tanish Agarwal, Vikramadit Singh, and Yashasvi.
Present, sir.
Yeah. So, fine then. Let us.
Sir, should I stop the recording?
Yeah, wait, I am stopping it from my side. Yeah. I'm doing it, I will do it. Okay, so thank you all, and thank you, Dipti, for being the presenter and helping me out in starting the recording, because this is one of the most important part which we have to report. Okay, so any question, anyone else? Yeah, tomorrow we'll be having class. I just want to have one more class on your coming Friday. So I will be scheduling it either at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, whatever. I will just tell you well in advance. I hope you do not have any class 1:15 or so. Do you have any class at 1:50 on?
Sir, is Friday holiday?
Yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday. Actually, there is a off in the university, and for the Friday itself. But as we have missed some of the classes, that's why I want to take it so that we will be at par.
So Friday 1:15 we are free.
Sorry?
So Friday 1:15 we are free.
1:15, na? So probably I will be scheduling it at 1:15 itself, right? Or if any other time will be there, we'll definitely inform you about the same. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot, and have a nice time. Have a nice day. Be safe and pay my regards to your parents, and happy Diwali to all of you. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Happy Diwali.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Happy Diwali.
Thank you. Thank you.